What can you expect from your personal injury lawyer? My name is Ethen Ostroff. I'm a personal injury lawyer from the Philadelphia area. I represent people through my firm, Ostroff Law, in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. We also will make sure that if you're from Idaho, California, wherever, what state you are from, I know people in every single state across the country. I'll make sure you have the best of the best for your personal injury case. God forbid you're going through something you shouldn't. It does happen. No one ever expects themselves to be a plaintiff, but you can expect a lot from your personal injury lawyer, and I'll make sure that you have someone that matches up to your high expectations wherever you are. But before I get into what you can expect from your personal injury lawyer, make sure to click that subscribe button. Follow us along. If you're going through something you shouldn't, click that free consultation link. You'll hop on the phone with me or another lawyer from my team, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I'll make sure your questions are answered. So, what can you expect from your personal injury lawyer? First, I'm going to start with why you would hire a personal injury lawyer. Then I'll dive into what you should expect from your personal injury lawyer. You hire a personal injury lawyer if you got hurt and you were not at fault. Yes, it's that broad. So car accidents, slip and falls, dog bites, whatever you are going through, if you got hurt and it was not your fault, that's when you look for a personal injury lawyer. Personal injury lawyers exist because insurance companies are unreasonable. Don't forget that. What you can expect from your personal injury lawyer is a bunch of things. And I'm going to list a lot of things off so that you have a good idea of a very broad understanding of what a personal injury lawyer does. So, from day one, when you call that lawyer, let's say that you're calling same day or the day after your, for example, car crash or your incident. Their job and what you can expect from a quality personal injury lawyer is to investigate immediately and set your case up to win as if it needed to be presented to a jury next week. The way that good lawyers set their cases up is expecting to go to trial and having the reasonable setup so that if your case does need to go to trial, and yes, less than 5% of personal injury cases do go to trial, but you need to be prepared. So what you can expect from a personal injury lawyer is to treat your case from day one like they need to prove your case to a jury. So what they should do, let's say that you have a particular situation where liability, and I'm going to just explain basically how a personal injury case works. There are really two parts to your case. Part one, liability. Your lawyer and what you can expect of them is to prove that the other party was at fault. They do that through the facts. The facts are what we make of them. The facts are not objective. The facts are built from day one. So let's say that you were crossing a street without a crosswalk. A driver flies around the corner and strikes you. You might have some fault there because you crossed without a crosswalk, but that other driver still should have seen you. So what a good lawyer and what you can expect out of your lawyer to do on day one is to go to where your incident happened and get pictures and video of the scene. They need to see if there were any video cameras in the area. They need to talk to potential witnesses. They need to go knock on doors of neighbors who live right where you got hurt. Their job is to investigate. Just like a private investigator, sometimes lawyers have investigators on staff, sometimes lawyers go themselves. Either way, they should be at the scene if your case has a liability question, especially the day or two after you speak with them. If they're not there within a week, let's say that you slipped and fell out of business. And let's say that the lawyer lollygags and doesn't send a letter for 2 weeks to that location where you fell. Let's say you fell out of business like a 7-Eleven, and they have a camera that caught your fall, and it would prove your case. If a lawyer doesn't send a letter on day one when they get retained, there's a chance that that video might get deleted. There are things that we need to do right when you hire us to make sure that your case, if it needs to go to trial, is prepared. So day one, investigate, make sure that you are set up to win from the beginning. That is something you can expect. Next, something else you can expect. You should be getting called by the lawyer. You shouldn't always have to call the lawyer. And sometimes you will, in a lot of personal injury firms, not always be dealing with a lawyer. That is okay. Think about lawyers like brain surgeons, and think about a case manager or a paralegal like your day-to-day warriors. They are the ones that are in the weeds, making sure that you're showing up to treatment, checking in on your health, seeing how you're doing, seeing if maybe you got a surgery recommendation or some sort of injection recommendation. They should be calling you at the very latest every 45 to 60 days, if not every 30 days. If you're not hearing from your lawyer, just remember, you can expect better, and it is totally okay to fire your lawyer. You owe them nothing unless they get you paid. And that means if you fire them, you should owe them nothing. So you can expect your lawyer or your law firm to call you more often than you call them. Sometimes there are some lulls in your case, and you might not hear from them for maybe 65 days. If they showed you in the first period of time before your case maybe went into litigation, and litigation is just a fancy lawyer word for starting the lawsuit, give them a chance sometimes if the case is actually in litigation. Basically, if you hear from them consistently while you're treating, but maybe not every 64 to 75 days when the case is in litigation, it's okay to give them a little bit of a break when the case is actually in litigation, because sometimes the courts just kind of move slow. So what you can expect from them is you should hear from them, especially a lot in the first 6 months of your representation, at least every 45 days. If you don't, that's a red flag. But if you do hear from them every 45 days in that first 6 months and they call you and say, hey, we need to file a lawsuit, you may hear from them a little less frequently when the lawsuit starts. But when the case gets close to trial, you'll hear from them all the time. Other things that you can expect out of your law firm. They need to seem extremely detail-oriented. If it feels like you're repeating yourself, or you have to tell them or send them things multiple times, that's a red flag. You can expect your law firm to be organized, have a system for keeping your case organized, and for being proactive on telling you when things are coming up and telling you on what you are needed for. So other things that you can expect out of your law firm. If you walk into the office, you have some sort of presence there. Is it a completely messy law firm, or is it seem a little organized? Keep your eye out for some of these things. Does it have a beautiful space, or is it in the back of some sort of Subway shop? Think about these things as, red flags, and you can expect your law firm to be organized. These aren't the days of the 1800s with stacks of paper piled up. But as you see around my office, it looks like I'm doing some work in here. It does look organized, but do they look like they're being productive? Something else you want to expect. Is this the most important question you can ask a personal injury lawyer and law firm is, if I need to take my case to trial, will you take my case to trial? So look on their website about their previous verdicts. You can expect them to take the case to trial if it needs to go to trial. If they are trying to force you to settle cheap, you may want to consider firing them if it's not too late, because your case may be worth more than they're telling you, and you can expect your lawyer to give you a fair, objective representation as to what's going on with your situation. Remember, you're going through something you shouldn't. The lawyer is not supposed to treat you like a number. You deserve somebody that is diving deep into your case, and you can expect someone to dive deep into your case. Other things you can expect from your law firm and things that you should look out for. You can expect high quality communication. When you get a question asked to them, are they responding that day, within 24 hours, or is it taking them a week to get back to you? If it's taking you, consistently a week to get an answer, that might be a problem, and you can expect better. Some other things you can expect. They will pay for things up front for you, and you should not have to pay for those things. If your law firm, your personal injury law firm, is making you pay for client costs, for example, filing fees, ordering medical records, if they're making you pay for those things up front, that is abnormal. Now, they will ask for those costs back if they're successful on your case, and you can expect that, but you should not expect them to ask you to pay for things up front. That's why we get paid what we get paid in a contingency fee, because we take the risk of having you be our client, and that includes any costs associated. So you can expect them to pay for your case all the way until you get a resolution, and you can expect them to ask for that back. If they are asking for it up front, that's a problem. You don't want to work with that kind of law firm. Other things, don't just take your friend or family's word for it. Do your own research. You can expect a law firm to be as good as their Google reviews and as good as their online presence. If they don't have a website, if they don't have other things like that, think of those as red flags. You can expect quality representation. That is not something that is in the past. So when you hire a lawyer, expect the best and ask for the best. And if they're not treating you right, go find another. If you have any questions or if you're going through something you shouldn't, click that free consultation link below. I will hop on the phone with you, answer any of your questions. And if it's not me, then it's someone, another attorney, because we have attorneys answering questions from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. But before I let you go, click that subscribe link below and make sure to follow along. If you have any questions, reach out. I hope you're not going through something, but I'm here for you if you are. Thanks.